Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay and I bring you content on clean beauty, skincare, and lifestyle. Today's video is going to be a foundation slash base routine using all non-toxic clean products that are also vegan and cruelty free. So if you like what you see, please subscribe, leave a like, and a comment below, and let's get into it. So I already have my skin prepped. I did all my skincare. If you want to see a full video about that, definitely leave it in the comments below. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my foundation. This is the Gressa Minimalist Serum foundation. This is an oil-based foundation, so it has oil and pigments in it. There's some really good ingredients, but before you use it, you definitely have to shake it a lot or else you're just going to get straight oil, which is not what you want. So this is what it looks like. You can tell it's really liquidy. I'm just gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand. You can start off small and then really build it up. It layers really great. And then I'm gonna use a Real Techniques. This is just a blending sponge. I really like the Eco Tools ones too. This is already dampened. So what I do is I just take this and then I'll dot it on my face. Just a couple different areas. It doesn't dry that fast or anything, so you don't really have to worry about that. Next thing I do is just take the sponge and then just start tapping it in. I'm in the lightest shade, by the way, which is, you can't even tell on camera, it's a little dark for me, but it works out pretty good. And I bought this off of Petit Vour for $62 if I'm not wrong. It's either 62 or 64. It is a bit pricey, but the ingredients are so good and foundation goes directly on your skin, so obviously you want it to have some good skincare benefits. Just gonna move my bangs out of the way. Alright, I'll zoom you guys in so you can see what it looks like up close. So as you can see, one layer has pretty good coverage. You can go in with another layer if you need it, but I usually just do one. I feel like that's enough coverage, which is amazing. So this finish is kind of weird. It's an oil-based foundation, but it sets sort of like a satin matte foundation. Basically my dream come true. It doesn't accentuate any dry patches, and I'm pretty oily and I can wear this for about 8 hours. It starts to break up around my nose a little bit, but not nearly as bad as I've seen other foundations do, and it always looks like your skin. So the next product I'm going to be using is pretty worn off. It's well loved. This is the Hint Beauty Duet Perfecting Concealer. This is the lightest shade, Fair. It feels pretty oily when you have it on your fingers, but it sets really well and it lasts a really long time. Doesn't crease or anything. If you have dry patches, it goes over them perfectly. If you don't already have this, I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's a cult favorite for a reason. So I usually just use my fingers for this, just rub right in there. So I don't use a ton of this. Just take a little bit on my finger and then just dab it under my eyes and anywhere else you want to cover up, and then just taking the same sponge, I blend it out. So after I do that, I like to set everything with a powder. This is the Plant Makeup Coconut Shimmer Powder. I know it says shimmer, but it's not that shimmery, and I really think it adds a nice luminescence to your face without being too much. And if you have dry skin, this will look really good. Even if you have normal to oily skin, it still works great. So I just get a little bit in the lid. And my favorite under eye brush is the Real Techniques. This is called their setting brush. It's a perfect size, gets under your eyes really good. So once I have a little bit on the brush, just go ahead and pat that in. For the rest of my face, I use the same powder, but I use this Eco Tools. This is their Finishing Kabuki. I love this. It's super fluffy. Just take the rest of the powder and then set the rest of my face. Now that my base is done, the next thing I do is I go in with bronzer. And I've been obsessed with this bronzer. This is from Han Skincare Cosmetics. This is their Malibu bronzer. I got this off of Petit Vour. It's like a matte brown. It's the perfect tone if you have fair skin, even medium skin. They have two other shades and one of them is darker, so that would work for you, but it's like the perfect chocolatey brown without being too warm or too cool. Okay, and my favorite brush to use for bronzer, this is the Luxie 504. These are cruelty-free brushes along with all the other brushes I use. These are great quality. I definitely want to get more from this brand. So I just take the powder, dab a little bit in there. Now you can get way too much of this bronzer on you and it still blends out. It's honestly amazing, but I like to just take it and then lightly blend it in. You can see I kind of got a little bit too much, but it'll blend out. So that's what it looks like. Next thing I'm gonna do is contour. I'm gonna use this Pixie Natural Contour Powder in Shape and Shadow. This is a really nice shade. I think this will work for a lot of skin tones. If you're really dark, maybe not. You grab this at Target, it's really affordable, cruelty-free, and vegan. And my favorite brush to contour with is another Real Techniques brush. This is their contour brush. It's a perfect little dome shape. So I just take a little bit. So I'm just gonna dab a little bit in there. And then what I like to do is start at the top of my cheekbone, below my cheekbone, and then sort of just blend it upwards. You can see that. So it's a little dark right now, but I'll show you how I clean up everything at the end. I like to go a little bit on my jawline as well. After that, I like to go in with the Eco Tools Kabuki again, just to blend everything in. So if you ever feel like your contour is a little dark or it's not as precise as you like, I like to take a powder foundation. This one is from Alima Pure. This is Cool One. I like to take this and I'll show you, I'll put it right under the contour and it really just cleans it up, sharpens it. You could also blend it into your contour if you feel like you did way too much. I'm gonna do that now. The brush I'm gonna use for this is the Kat Von D number 25 brush. This is also really good for under your eyes. It's got like a nice pointed tip. So I just get a little bit on my brush and then tap off the excess. Just go right under the contour. So you can see that really sharpened it up. I like to put this on areas that need extra coverage too. Next up is blush. This is another Han product. This is their Baby Pink blush. It's a perfect matte cool tone pink, and with that, the brush I like to use is the e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush. It's a really nice fluffy brush. Pretty sure this was only like $3. Just got a little bit on the tip of the brush, and then I'm just gonna put it on. So as you can see, it kind of just gave me a really natural flush. I'm really fair, so this matches my skin really good. It's like if I were to naturally flush, this is what it looks like. Okay, last step, I'm gonna do highlight. This is gonna blind you, but this is the Honest Beauty highlight. This is in the shade Midnight Reflection. It's a really pretty sort of lighter champagne shade, and the brush I'm using is the e.l.f. small tapered brush. This also works great for under the eye. It's just got a nice point to it, so I just get some on my brush and then just hit the top of my cheekbones. This isn't a super dramatic highlight, so if you're not into that kind of thing, you can build it up to be dramatic, but it looks really natural. I like to do down my nose as well. And then just at the top of my Cupid's bow. So my very last step is to use a setting mist. This is the Lily Lolo Makeup Mist, also from Petit Vour. I love this stuff. The glycerin in this really helps to set your makeup. I do notice that it lasts longer when I use this, so I just take it and mist it a couple times. So you could also tailor this to your own skin needs. If you want more coverage, you could do more of the Gressa foundation. If you wanted less, you could do less. I mean, it's really customizable. All these products are great for every day, or if you want to do something a little more full coverage, they can also do that, which is why they're great to have in your collection. I would definitely check them out if you're looking for good products. Trust me, I used to love conventional beauty products. I was really addicted to them, and when I went to natural beauty, it was hard for me to find products that actually performed well, but trust me when I say all of these are great and definitely worth your money. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup and I'll be back. So that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And also I'd love to chat with you on my Instagram. My username is DirtNaturals, as well as my website, dirtnaturals.com. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.